Hello everyone, welcome back. So in this short video, we'll discuss the fact that your exam, your UGC NET exam is tomorrow. So how do you enter the exam center? What things you should follow while attempting the paper? So a few tips we'll be discussing about so that you try to best optimize the exam result. Okay. So uh, So the basic idea here is to explain you or to get you a gist of how to fill the OMR sheet so that you don't uh, miss out on marking any question that you know the answer of. Okay, so we'll talk about the certain tips. Let's see uh, that if they're helpful for you or not. So I just hope they are because uh, this is the first time in a very long while that the paper is happening in the offline mode, right? So most of the students who will be attempting this paper might not have the experience of having to give a offline exam because everything has shifted online only in the recent years. So so that so the idea of this video is that you uh, get used to certain aspects of the paper and you try to make the best out of the paper. So paper is happening in the offline mode for after many years. So take care of these things. So read the paper properly before you start attempting the paper. This is important because you will get a offline paper, a physical paper, right? And the first thing that you should do, you'll open the seal, you'll see if all the pages are printed. Because sometimes it might happen that the pages in the question paper are not printed. So if you find that out in the later stage of the exam where you have already attempted or where some time has already passed, so you will panic a lot. So in order to save yourself from that situation, you should go through the paper as soon as you get the paper to check if all the questions are there. Okay. Also decide beforehand that whether you will start with section 1 or paper 1 or paper 2. This should be very clear in your head, and when you enter the exam center you should know where you will be starting with, because you will be confusing yourself if you don't have this clarity right now itself. So it's so I personally I would start with paper 1, try to finish it off in 40 to 45 minutes. Okay, then I'll go to paper 2 and try to finish it off in 1 hour 30 minutes. Okay, so that I can revisit the questions that I feel uh, I can answer, but I had, just skipped because they were taking a lot of time. So this is my way. So you can decide your own way, and you should stick to it, right? In the exam paper, in the exam time. So also read the paper. Just be, very slow and steady initially. Just check the paper, read the questions, see the kind of level the paper has. Okay, and so that you have a idea, and just be very calm, be calm, and then start attempting the paper. Now the most important part here is fill the OMR sheet as you attempt the questions. So two things are here two things are here. So first is the filling of details, then the marking of questions, right? So be very slow with this thing, because this is the first time you will be dealing with this kind of details filling. Okay. So in the online mode, all the details are there in front of you in the computer, and you just have to check and click OK. Okay. In here, you'll have to fill your name, your roll number, the paper code, etc. in the OMR sheet. So there will be boxes, alphabetical boxes and number boxes, and you'll have to mark those details in the OMR sheet. So be very slow and thorough with this process, because if you mark incorrectly, your copy might not be checked. So what's the point of giving the exam then? So this is the crucial part. Then when you have attempted the paper, okay, so suppose you have three options, right? So you can mark each question every time you finish a question, or you can mark all the questions in the end, or the third thing is that you can mark 5 questions at a time. So I would prefer this thing, the this third thing, that is the fifth, 5 questions at a time marking. Because you know what happens is, if you mark every question after you have finished one question, then what happens is you will distract yourself every time after a single question. So this is not good for the paper. And if you wait for the end to mark all the questions, the nature of exam is such that OMR filling takes a lot of time. So you might not be able to manage the time. So even if you have marked the right answers in the question paper, you will not be able to copy that into the OMR sheet because there won't be time. Because you'll at least need 20 minutes to fill the OMR sheet. So you have to keep in mind this time. Okay, so in net effect, if you see, you are only getting 2 hours 40 minutes for the paper. So keep this in your mind, okay? Because OMR sheet filling takes time, and you will have to be very cautious while you fill the options. Because what happens is, you have marked the option B in your question paper, but when you go on marking the question in the OMR sheet, you might end up marking option C. So that will be a loss for you, right? So you don't want to do that. So the best thing is, mark 5 questions and then fill the OMR sheet. Then mark the next 5 questions and fill the OMR sheet. Okay, this is how you should go. The next is, do not wait for the end. So we have talked about this. Do not wait for the end to fill the OMR sheet, because you'll start panicking, and you'll uh, end up marking the wrong options in the OMR sheet, or you might end up at a position where you are not able to mark or fill the entire OMR sheet. Okay. Now, also attempt all the questions, because there is no negative marking. Attempt all questions. Do not leave any question. Okay. There is no point. Just make a guess, whatever guess you can make, and just fill the OMR sheet. Okay. Right. This is the optimal strategy you should have. Carry a blue, black, or black ballpoint pen. Okay, this is important. Carry a ballpoint pen, because it is good for marking the OMR sheet. It gives the right amount of pressure and the right smoothness for marking the OMR sheet. So this is really important. You should carry a ballpoint pen. And one more and the last thing, and which is also very important given the environment that we have right now. So it's very, very hot outside. It's very hot, and you cannot avoid this. Just carry a water bottle, okay? Because it's very hot, and the kind of centers NTA allots, there might not be any water available in the center. So you have to sit there for 3 hours, okay? And going without water is not the best strategy, I'll say. If possible, add some glucose to the bottle. Add glucose, okay? Because uh, the heat is very tiring. It will tire your body and your mind, and glucose will help your mind to function well in the exam. Okay. Carry a transparent bottle, because they will not allow any other kind of bottle inside the center. So this is also very important. So these are a few things I wanted to discuss, and I hope these things help you out to go through the exam in the best possible way. And I hope that the results are best for you, and things turn out to be really good for you and your future. So this is all for this video. All the best for your exam. Give it your best, and expect the best. Okay. I'll see you soon. Till then, take care. All the best.